Hey man, just giving you a quick call. I just wanted to let you know that you are so close, dude. You're so much closer than you think. A lot of these big goals that we've had and these big aspirations, they're right around the corner for you, dude. So you just cannot give up. So stoked for you to see this. P.S. We bought a Lambo. So keep going, bro. We'll talk soon. Peace.
Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Bryson. This is the Bryson Everyday Project Podcast. This podcast is a little bit different than other ones out there. Here, I only focus on documentation. I don't focus on quality or being professional or being entertaining. If that sounds like something you're interested in, I'd love for you to stick around and give the show a listen. You can also follow me on Instagram at BRQUSE. Thank you so much. Here's the show. Yo, what's going on? It's Black Friday, November 28th, 10:47, 2025 p.m. And yeah, it's 10:47. It's a late one. Gotta go to bed. What's new? I have all day to record a show, and I always wait till 2 hours after I need to go to sleep to do it. So that's great. Maybe one day I'll learn. Maybe. All right. Well, as far as work stuff goes, I have just been grinding away and doing stuff with Fitbiz. Not gonna lie, I have reached the point where everything that I'm building is just tedious and it's annoying, and I really have to think through everything. And it sucks, and it's not as fun, but it's okay because the end product is gonna be worth it. It's going to make some dollars, and it's going to be much better, much easier to build things, and I'm really looking forward to that part of it for sure. There's gonna be so much. But it'll be just a work in progress. You know, while I'm thinking of it, I came across one of the most profound things that I've read that I have actually felt like it was just me. It was just speaking to me. And this is what it is. So to preface, it's a post on X. It's by this guy called Knox Tweets. I don't know anything about this person. I just came across a tweet and it resonated. I rarely come across things where I read them and I think, holy fucking shit, that's it. I rarely ever do. So I came across this and it really hit me. So again, to preface this, I have always been told I'm too smart for my own good. I've been told that we can just chop it up at that. I don't want to go into depth on all that shit. But I've always been told that I'm smart, too smart for my own good, whatever. And I've had multiple moments with that with Mina, actually. I've had multiple moments when I was a car salesman. I've had some moments in, let's see, where was I at? I think it was when I was selling gym memberships. Same thing. Had my managers and supervisors and even Mina, right, say, you're too smart for your own good. Stop thinking you're too smart for your own good. You're very smart, blah, blah, blah. And I would get frustrated when people would tell me that because I thought, if I really was so smart, why wouldn't I be further along? Why wouldn't I be more advanced? Why wouldn't I be making more money? Why wouldn't I be better off XYZ down the line, whatever? So when people said, hey, you're smart, I would actually get pissed because I'm like, well, if I am, then why am I not performing? So anyway, came across this and it says, high IQ is a poverty trap. Let me explain. I recently talked to a guy with 170 IQ, reads philosophy, understands complex systems better than most MBAs, but he's completely broke. He spends every day researching, perfecting ideas, waiting for the right moment to execute, scanning best SaaS ideas, blogs, been building in stealth for 3 years. And the SaaS thing stuck out to me because it's software as a service, which is what I'm building. And then he says, where it gets uncomfortable. A couple months ago, I took one of his half-finished concepts he mentioned in passing, packaged it with maximum conviction, sold it as an info product to women wanting to build careers in real estate. $12K a month in 90 days. Product was average. Idea wasn't revolutionary. I moved fast and marketed ugly. He's still perfecting version 1.0, while I'm cashing deposits from version 0.3 I built in a weekend. The psychology is brutal. Intelligence creates options. Options create paralysis. Paralysis creates poverty. Smart people see 47 ways something could fail, so they research more, Average people see one path forward and sprint. A gorgeous idea in the hands of someone who overthinks becomes a mental prison. A mid idea in the hands of someone who executes becomes a money printer. Ideas without execution are expensive hobbies for smart people scared to look stupid. That's the trap. Smart people protect their reputation for being smart. Shipping something imperfect threatens that identity, so they delay forever. Operators ship garbage, learn from the market, iterate, get paid while perfecting. You need speed and conviction, not perfect. Confidence sells better than competence, always has. My genius friend will stay broke theorizing about businesses he never starts. Operators with half his IQ are cashing out because they understand the assignment. Speed of execution is the entire game. So when he said, that's the trap, smart people protect their reputation for being smart, I have such a problem with that. I mean, I hate being called dork. I hate being called dumb. Those things are, I don't like that. Don't call me those things. I really don't. It really bothers me when people say that. And I really do have that issue where I fear that I am seen as incompetent or dumb or not smart and I think that's why chess is so triggering for me when people beat me, because that means they outthought me. They thought further ahead than me. And because they did, that literally means that they outplayed me, because they thought of 10 moves ahead while I was thinking 5 moves ahead, and they just outplayed me because they looked at the board however many moves ahead, and they were smarter. They were wiser. They made the better move. They calculated better than I did, more accurately than I did. And when I lose, I get fucking pissed, because that means that they are better than me. Straight up, that's what that means. I mean, obviously, but stuff like that. That shit really gets me. And that is a problem for me. And it's not that I think that I'm better than other people. It's not an arrogance thing. It's that I don't want to be perceived as someone who is dumb or doesn't know. Not that I have no problem being perceived as somebody who is new at something and doesn't know shit. That's no problem. But it's when I have experience doing something and then I just don't, I don't know. That's just what it is for me. So when I came across this, I thought, holy shit, it's me. And even reading it, I'm sitting there thinking, this applies to me. However, I still got to build this software out before I sell. I can't just sell what I have now. Can't even log in. You know, you can't even reset your password. There's nothing. You know, and yeah, I mean, one thing that's for sure is I will definitely put Mina and Trey onto this, and then go from there. And they can help me make things better, and I can get feedback and stuff. But I gotta replicate Notion, and speaking of which, I have made a lot of progress in doing so. There's just so many different things that I have to take into account that I didn't have to, because it was built inside of Notion. Notion handles all the settings and the common sense small details of things. For example, you have a search bar. Well, in Notion, that there's just search bars. That's just what it is. In my own software, I have to think of where they should go, how they function. Should the results pop up in real time, or should you have to push enter to then get the results? From there, can you filter? All that stuff for a search bar. And I just have such a greater appreciation for all sorts of websites and how certain softwares work and stuff, because they think through everything. It's crazy. So yeah, I don't want this to be just one big, I don't know. While I'm thinking about it, I'm going to transition. So this is a big, giant, beefy ass project, and it's going to be higher focus requirement for me for helping other people get started on this and navigate through everything and learn how to use it and what things are and how to sync things and blah, blah, blah. And it is going to be a higher ticket item, so it's going to make more money. But the trade-off is that it's going to take more time, attention, energy, focus, effort, all of the above. Whereas if I built a little app that I could charge $5 a month for and then market it on the App Store or something like that, that might make me 100 more sales. But for example, if I charge, this is a perfect example. If I charge $5 a month for an app if I built something that's cool. And it was the something I would do would be some kind of habit tracking thing with a super in-depth, ridiculous amount of analytics, because there's nothing out there that exists. I promise. I've looked and downloaded them all. There's streaks, and then there's how you did in the last 30 days. That's it. I want to know how I did. I mean, I don't even want to get into it, but when I die, I hope I get a stat sheet of every single thing in my life. But anyway, I thought about that, and I thought, well, with what I'm selling for Fitbiz, one sale, and that's $300 a month, and then maybe, or $400 a month, $500 a month, whatever. And, we'll just say it's $3,000 up front. That right there for 1 month is, we'll just say it's $3,000 for easy math. $3,000. If I make an app and I charge $3 a month for a habit tracking app or something like that, I would have to sell 1,000. I have to get 1,000 customers to make the same amount of money in 1 month. Now, obviously, I would get that on month 2 and 3 and 4 and so on. But it would be guaranteed income and whatever else. And, that's cool. That's really cool. So do I want to try to sell 3,000 people or just one? You know what I mean? So it's always more enticing, I think, to want to do the thing that can make you more, faster, higher. But maybe it's not always what it seems, Plus, it would be a much smaller project, and so that's kind of enticing. I could always make 10 of the same exact app and then market them differently with different buttons and different colors and change certain features and rename it, and then people can have alternatives. But at the end of the day, it's all me anyway. It's really interesting marketing strategy. But anyway, I have been trying to set up as much as I can, get everything linked up. I said a few days ago that I was going to start from the top and work my way down. I don't know if that's just, for me, it seems like I'm just working a lot better when I can just rapidly throw as much shit on the wall as I can and then polish it off somewhat as I go and make sure it works and then move on to the next thing, because I get so much more done that way versus if I just focus on, the chronological order of things. And, there's just so much freedom I can do, so much freedom that I have that I can do whatever. And a lot of what I'm doing, I don't really know what I can do. And I think the best way to learn that would be to have Trey and Mina use this and then get feedback, I'm going to have to integrate little buttons where they press the button and then they instantly can send feedback or something like that. I mean, I have a button right here in the follow-ups tab. There's a little question mark. When they click it, it says exactly how to use it, a little help guide. But I need to put another button somewhere that when they click it, they can just send feedback immediately. They don't have to fill out some kind of survey. They don't have to put their email, nothing. It's just click a button, and then there's a comment section, and you can write, hey, this fucking sucks, needs to be this way, let's do that. Send. And then I get it. I would love that. So I would love that. I would love to be able to receive those from people so I can get instant feedback. And I would also love that as if I'm a user, so I can instantly send them feedback and not have to go through the loops and the whole shit. So I don't know. But I just got to finish this for sure. And I'm making so much progress. But sometimes it just gets under my skin of it's not up to my standards. Things don't look the way they should. I don't know what this should look like. I don't know where this should go. What about this? What about that? Blah, 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 So anyway, there's a lot to continue to do. This is just a big project. And I think what is kind of nerve-wracking is that it's all AI. And why that's nerve-wracking is if this is out for people and they're using it, and I try to change something or edit something, the likelihood that something will break is much higher than if I knew exactly what I was doing and what I was editing. Obviously, I can pinpoint the prompts to be more accurate and be more cautious, blah, blah, blah. But I don't want to, for example, let's say one coach wants a certain product built. I build it for him, but because it's all the same system, it interferes with the color of the master log or something. I don't know. And then everybody who's using the master log between 10 teams That fucks it up. I don't want that. And I just think that that's going to be an issue. So maybe I need to look into learning how to code, especially with these languages, and actually spend some time learning that, because learning something is going to be better than nothing. I look at a lot of this code now, and a lot of the languages, I just don't know the language, but I can recognize patterns, some of them, and I can kind of pick it up. I mean, could I write it from scratch? Fuck no. But I can pick up certain things, and things make sense, especially when you're doing the debug stuff of the red underlined things and why they're wrong. Because you can look at one set or one clause and see how it ends, how it begins, and maybe the second one ends and begins slightly different. So you can pick out those patterns and see, oh, maybe there should be a semicolon, maybe there should be a dash, maybe there should be a forward slash. I don't know. You can just pick it up. But other things that are more in depth, I don't know. So I don't know. We'll get there, but maybe I need to do that just to feel better about things. I mean, there's so many different ideas I have, and I just gotta. Yeah. Anyway, I just realized I have music playing, so hopefully you did not hear this the entire show. It'd probably be annoying, but anyway, that's the show. I'm done. Happy Black Friday. Peace.